Okay, coming back with the 160th anniversary playthrough of Battle of Chancellorsville across the Rappahannock Glory 2 system. So, from GMT. So, we're back with the turn 945. I had to think about it there for a minute. And we have quite a bit of events happening here in the 945 turn. Mainly, again, here in the center. You know, this is Jackson attacks, so that's where we're going. And you can see right here, and actually let me just zoom it right in so you can see this. And then I'll come back to the AMs. You can see over there on the side. The Confederates won the initiative, so they have the AMs there. But you can see here that AP Hill finally has gotten into the attack, and pretty significantly. You can see he's driven a wedge all the way back to this defensive line, the last defensive line by the woods on the turnpike, and he is just right there against it. And you can see the Union is putting up a mixed defense here from units from the 2nd Corps in the yellow, the 1st Corps in the red, some artillery from the 3rd Corps. We've also got some 12th Corps over here, you know, getting into line here as well to try to stop them. But they have captured the turnpike. If you can see here, they have captured this line. This is all Confederate units right in here. They've captured the initial hex right here, the crossroads, and all the way down to here, which gives them 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 9 points over here. To the Unions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 for Chancellorsville itself. So it's 10 to 9. Union has a 1 point advantage. All right, that's why I said this is going to be the key hex right here for the game. So Hill has driven across here. Now, the 1st Corps has, from the Union side, has not let this go unnoticed and have repositioned, brought up reserves, and counterattacked here on this shoulder, and is able to push back here a little bit. They lost over here, and then the Confederates lost in terms of them trying to push back against them over here. So it's a little bit of a back and forth over here, but that's drawing. The key thing with this is drawing Confederate troops away from this drive onto the turnpike itself. So that's going to limit them over here. So a little bit of a Union victory over here by holding off the Confederates coming down. Also, you know, keeping this line extended back here, so it's going to be harder for Hill to focus his attack down here. Now, with that being said, though, excuse me, sorry, it came on really quickly. That being said, though, we still have Colson down here, who's recovered a lot of his units. You can see he has now become a force down here to push in. And he has pushed in and captured 2 of these hexes over here. He's swung other units around. He's actually got this unit up to speed. His whole division is now in good order. So in the next turn, he can come around, and I think he's now going to become a little bit more of the anvil, or a little bit more of the hammer, to push down the road. Now he's got to contend with the 12th Corps over here, these remnants of the 3rd Corps and the 11th Corps over here as well. But Rhodes is attempting to come up over here, although the shoulder over here to the south is firming up quite well under Birney's command, Birney and Whipple over here. So they are almost back up to speed over here. So they're going to have to, you know, still keep a holding force somewhere around here, which will limit the units that push through. But if they can kind of hold off and kind of keep them to the south and keep them off the road, then there's a good chance. For the Union, it's all about just stacking up units for the Confederates to hurl themselves at. That's the key thing. Now, with this last turn, got lucky with the withdrawn units. All 3 units that were in recovery actually made it back. I think it was this one. There was one of the 1st and then one of the 3rd that came back on, so that kind of helps over there. We still have 4 units to recover that went off the board this past turn. or 2 turns ago, I should say. So they will recover next turn. Confederates don't have any withdrawn or in recovery. Everybody's on the board, within there. So that's the situation over in here. Zooming it back out a little bit, you can see Anderson is just kind of holding over here. He's got to contend with the 12th Corps, kind of keeping them over here and keeping something going against this. But I think he may come into the attack. We've got a disordered unit here. Problem is this artillery up here. It's a 4 long-range guns, Parrots and so forth, and then +2 medium guns, Napoleons and such. So that's quite a force to go up against, or to try to tackle over here. So we may have to have one unit come up to kind of pin these units, and then another units to try to push over the top over here, all at the same time of holding off Geary's units over here from attacking here as well. And of course the 2nd and the 5th Corps from the Union, just off to the north there, really haven't done anything there as well. As far as the AMs go, you can see over here to the left, Jackson went first. They had the initiative, obvious AM to pick as Jackson. Then the Poles, we had a Union, which was just 1 corps that was activated. Then Lee Longstreet, and then the other Union Army AM, which got 5 corps. That's what really helped over here to recover. And then the final Jackson one came out last, and they tried to attack over here, as I said before, and were repulsed a bit. So that was 9:45, the 9:45 turn. We're up to the 11 a.m. turn, and then we have the 12:15. So we have 2 turns left, just 2 turns to go on here. Right now, pretty close to a draw. Union has slight advantage in terms of victory points. That could change depending upon how things go. So here we are, across the Rappahannock, 160th playthrough of the Battle of Chancellorsville. Thanks for watching. Look forward to the next one. Okay, welcome back to 160th playthrough, Battle of Chancellorsville across the Rappahannock with the Glory 2 system from GMT Games. So we're up to the 11 a.m. turn, and we're looking at the end of the 11 a.m. turn at this point. And you can see here that, again, grinding it out here right in the center. Remember I told you last time, 9 victory points, 10 victory points. There's 1 victory point difference at this point, and that's what's going to be the fight. So let's take a look at the AMs here. Over here you can see them laid out. Union won the initiative, got the first one, only had 1 corps that activated. That was the 1st Corps. They kind of repositioned themselves, got set up for a counterattack over here. Jackson's Corps came up next. They had to do some rallies over here, but they did try to attack over here, and this was a big loss for them because McGowan, this guy right here, who I want to show you this guy's full strength side. This guy right here is pretty powerful guy right there. There we go. You see he's got a cohesion of 8, pretty much invincible. Well, I said pretty much because he got knocked out over here trying to attack with defensive fire. They did roll a 9, and that knocked him out. So that was a tough blow over here. Fortunately, in the 2nd AM, they were able to attack up here and actually push back some of the 12th Corps. So they've got kind of a line around here. But 3 units around here. There's 1 unit from the 12th Corps over here with artillery from the 3rd Corps. We've got French from the 2nd Corps, and then another French unit from 2nd Corps over here as well. And they are in improved positions, some with artillery over there as well. So, plus we brought up some reserves over here. We didn't bring them into the hex because we had to shuffle a little bit over here, but we do have these in position for supporting or at least counter-attacking on here. May in the next turn because we couldn't move them in this turn. Move up one unit into there to potentially stop them, depending upon how the AMs go. So AP Hill pushed over here. First Corps pushed back. They got the 2 AMs right up front. The second AM, there was 4 corps that activated. First Corps was one of them. They counterattacked over here. The other one was the second, which I mentioned, repositioned. The other one was the 12th, which tried to rally and recover a bit. I just noticed he can't be there, can he? That's not good because they can't stack because they're 2 different units. He retreated from here, and he would need to continue to retreat, so he would actually make it all the way over here because he can't stack with him or with him or him. So he's going to have to go back with one of his 12th Corps, so he's going to wind up way over here. Sorry about that, just a little correction. So the 12th Corps, just tried to rally and recover, holding this line over here to hold off Hazel Grove, because that's a key point. You see that Anderson's units moved up and attempted to attack. They were stopped. Defensive fire again, disordered up here. Artillery has been very effective up here for them in terms of stopping Anderson. Back over here. But you see we have this little bulge over here. I think the Confederates are going to start moving this way now that they've got a shoulder built out along the road. And then we've got Colson, who's pushed up here as well, kind of just pushing, bullying these guys back. And then Rhodes continued to attack up here, consolidating the southern side of the road, and then down here a little bit, pushing back some of the 3rd Corps. 3rd Corps is pretty beat up here and just kind of holding the southern line. They really can't attack to push back on here, but they can at least draw units away from the main attack up through here. So, as I said, that was the big attack between the 2 chits. Came out second and then last, so that put them in a pretty good position. And then we had Longstreet's units, which I said Anderson's units over here, moved up. McLaws, which is off camera here, let me just show you. McLaws is up here. I've got him positioned. He really cannot do very much. I suppose I could get these guys going. They're 7s. These guys are only 5s. We've got Perry over here as well. He's out of command, so he can't really do much. These guys are out of command too because McLaws can't get the units around here, and I've just kind of kept them over there. Probably could have attacked a little bit more, but it's more positioning to keep some of the 12th and the 2nd Corps over here. Although they have, as you know, they have peeled back French and set up a defensive line just to the west of the Chancellorsville house or mansion. So this is where we are at the end of the 11 a.m. turn. We'll move on to the 12:15 in the next video, where this will be coming to the end at that point. This is the last turn, so we're going to see probably some pushing by the 1st Corps, trying to drive them back to relieve pressure on the center. Definitely driving here with Hill and Colston over in here, and then Rhodes kind of pushing back here as well to get that final victory point. And of course the Union is just going to pour reinforcements into here. They're positioned with these over here and counterattack over here to try to stop them and retain that 1 victory point. So I think it's going to come down right to the end. The 1 victory point, pretty much this hex right here. Confederates take it, they win. Take it, hold it, they win. Union holds it, they win. So that's going to be what it comes down to in the end there. So far, so good. Once I kind of rearranged a little bit with the AMs, I felt this was a lot better. And I think if I played the first half of it with those, just the 2 AMs rather than the whole bunch of them for the Union, I think it would have felt a lot better. I think there would be a lot more decisions that the Union would have to make rather than just pouring units in there. over here, and the Confederates could have made a little bit farther thrust across here too, because I don't think the First Corps would have made it down here as quickly. Obviously, they'd be a priority because they'll be coming in as reinforcements from the northeast over here, so they would probably get lion's share of the chits as well. But it would also have to be balanced with Third Corps, 12th Corps, and trying to resurrect something with the 11th Corps to get them going. Second Corps really is the crux of holding the Chancellorsville mansion there, so they probably wouldn't move that much. But anyways, we'll see how it goes, and we'll do a proper wrap up in the end. But just wanted to give you a wrap up of the 11 a.m. turn, and stay tuned for the 12:15 and the wrap up on the next video. Thanks a lot.